Hello everyone, this is Cody Lee of BlackCatBooks.org, author of I, the Dragon, Cruel and Beautiful, Rabbit Hole, King Dio, and the upcoming Lorne Fray. Lately I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Shining Pearl on Switch, and it's kind of gotten me thinking about Pokemon again. I haven't talked about Pokemon at all since I think, let's say Sword and Shield came out, because I was a very, very big opponent to Dexit, meaning that I was very critical of like the fan backlash and the conspiracies and the controversy. That was like probably the biggest Pretendo related controversy of the console generation so far. I haven't seen anything like that in the Switch era before or since, and. At this point in time, with Legends Arceus on the way, and seeing like some of these wayward fans and interacting with seeing some comments online, like it feels almost as if it's died down a lot, but there still is like an underbelly, like these very frustrated fans still lashing out at Game Freak and the Pokemon Company for, let's face it, making the same games they always have. I think that's what it comes down to, is that people can't handle the fact that Pokemon is structured and developed in a very specific way. It's meant to be a very much an entry-level JRPG franchise for kids. Like, it's meant to be accessible, it's meant to like appeal to children, it's meant to be simple and easy to understand, and I think the vast majority of fans vastly underestimate just how ridiculous it is to expect a child to remember every single Pokemon or like attempt to collect every single Pokemon. So in a way, I think like cutting down the roster in newer Pokemon games is actually kind of an interesting idea, because it keeps things focused, it keeps things like feeling a little bit it keeps things feeling a little bit more simplified, and it makes catching every single Pokemon seem more obtainable, and it makes returning Pokemon. It makes certain Pokemon returning an exciting prospect. Like maybe there are some regions where some Pokemon simply won't appear at all, and that's just the way the games are going to be now, because the games just. There are just too many Pokemon in a way. I have no real like problem with them like not having every single Pokemon in the game. But I think like we're kind of over that now, the whole Dexit thing. I haven't kept up with it at all. But the thing that people are still talking about is like the graphical quality and the general design of the game. And I think it kind of does go down to the same general idea, in which like people don't appreciate what Pokemon does. Like, they don't. Like, I'm always seeing people, like, bitching about how, like, Game Freak needs to expand, and then how they need to have, like, thousands of people working to, like, include every single Pokemon, like, redo animations for, like, every single one, and make, like, all these environments and make them like really cutting edge, like next gen looking, like a true open world experience. Like give it that Breath of the Wild treatment I keep hearing all the time, and I think people don't understand that Game Freak, being as small as it is able to have a lot more focus. It's able to have a lot more heart. It's able to have a lot more soul. They are able to come up with a variety of different ideas from generation to generation that I don't think is really possible with these gigantic like 1,000-man team franchises. Assassin's Creed, for example. Like, what did we get in between Gen 7 and Gen 8? Like Gen 7 introduced regional variants, which I think is probably one of the best things they've done in Pokemon ever. Right, and Gen 8 like tried Dynamaxing and things like that. Not nearly as popular, but it was a nice attempt. Like they had the wild area, like introducing an open world environment. Like these don't seem like much, but they are like radical changes to the way the game plays and how it works and things like that. Assassin's Creed hasn't evolved at all in comparison. Call of Duty hasn't evolved at all in comparison. Battlefield hasn't evolved at all in comparison. Like those are just those teams are so big, and like have studios all over the world. We're legit at the point now where a lot of studios like Rockstar have like all of their studios working on like one major project all the time. And so like everything gets muddled, everything's confused. The products they're putting out are like unfocused messes, right? They have no idea what they're doing. Meanwhile, with Game Freak, we've been getting consistently good Pokemon games since the very beginning. I don't think there's ever been like a bad Pokemon gen. Like maybe Gen 6, but that might be my bias. I haven't returned to Gen 6 in a long time, but I don't care for it personally. But second worst, probably Gen 4, right? I don't care for Gen 4 either. Still, for the most part, like I like everything the Pokemon Company has done. I like their attempts at spin-offs. I like the remakes. Soul Silver in particular is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I like the new Pokemon they introduced. I like the new features. I like the new ideas, and I respect their decision to remain somewhat small and like remain at its core a relatively small company. I think that's actually where the industry needs to go as a whole, because I don't think we get anything out of games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or GTA 5. Like they're not really all that great games when you get down to it. Like they have all these. They like present this image to you of this idea of just like, oh man, you can go around this open world and do all this stuff, and like none of it is fun, right? Whereas Pokemon gives you like Pokemon, a region to explore, and it does that very well, very consistently. Like I just mentioned that Gen 4 was my least favorite gen because I was playing Shining Pearl recently. I really remembered why I didn't care for that generation when I first played it. I still really like the general formula. I still generally like meeting gym leaders and battling them and like collecting and building my team. Like the general formula works really, really well. Like and there's no real reason to change or evolve it. I think going into like Legends Arceus and seeing like Game Freak try something a little bit different with like a fully, not a fully open world, but like more open environments, more exploration, more like more action oriented things. It's a nice refreshing change of pace, and it's a nice attempt at seeing them change things up and do things a little bit differently. I am very optimistic that Legends Arceus will at least be an interesting experience at this point in time. I have no real complaints about it. Like maybe I think it could. I don't know. Like maybe they could have taken another year on it. I think I said that when I saw the trailer. That like maybe releasing so soon to Shining Pearl isn't the best idea Game Freak ever had, but. Like as a whole, I think the idea of it is just really, really cool, and I can't wait to see it. I don't really have a problem with Game Freak. I don't have a problem with the Pokemon Company. I don't have a problem with Nintendo or the Switch. I'm very excited at seeing what this company comes out with, and I think the vast majority of fans are the same way, in spite of their bitching and complaining. They cannot wait to get their hands on the newest Pokemon.